In this video, we're going to learn how to solve an application problem involving rate. The problem states it takes John 10 hours longer to complete a job than it takes Sasha. Together, they can complete the job in 12 hours. How long will it take Sasha to complete the job working alone? We'll use ratios to set up and solve this problem. We know that it takes John 10 hours longer to complete a job than it takes Sasha. So for one job, it takes John X hours plus 10. It takes Sasha X hours to complete the job, and together they can complete one job in 12 hours. We'll solve this equation for X, beginning by finding the LCD, or lowest common denominator. The lowest common denominator is the smallest expression for which X plus 10, X, and 12 will all divide evenly into it. Our LCD is 12X times X plus 10. So I need to distribute 12X times X plus 10 through every term in the equation. There are different ways to write this out when you're distributing. I find that it's most helpful to write the LCD in front of each and every term in order to make sure that you cancel all of the terms that need to be canceled. So we can think of each of these lowest common denominators as over 1, and then we'll go ahead and cross-cancel terms wherever possible. For the first term, X plus 10 cancels out. We're left with 12X times 1, which is 12X, plus, for our second term, we can cancel out an X. That leaves us with 12 times X plus 10 times 1. Distributing those terms together, we get 12X plus 120. And of course, 1 multiplied by both of those terms doesn't change them. We set this equal to X times X plus 10 times 1. Distributing terms gives us X squared plus 10X. Now we'll combine our like terms. On the left we have 12X plus 12X, which gives us 24X, plus 120 equals X squared plus 10X. Let's start a new whiteboard because we'll need a little extra space to finish the problem. So we have 24X plus 120 equals X squared plus 10X. We will subtract 24X from both sides. We will subtract 120 from both sides. And so now we're left with the equation X squared minus 14X minus 120 equals 0. To find our solution for X, we can use the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2 times a, where the lead coefficient is a, our coefficient for our second term is b, and our constant is c. Plugging these values into our formula, we get negative 14 plus or minus the square root of 14 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 120 over 2 times 1. Simplifying the terms in the radical, we end up with 14 plus or minus the square root of 676 over 2. And 676 happens to be a perfect square. The square root of 676 is 26. So now we have 14 plus or minus 26 over 2. So our two solutions are 40 over 2 when we add 14 and 26, and negative 12 over 2 if we subtract. In other words, x equals 20 and x equals negative 6. Now, since we're interested in finding a value of x, where x represents an amount of time, we'll throw out the answer x equals negative 6. So now we know that it takes Sasha 20 hours to complete the job alone. I hope you found the example helpful, and we'll see you next time.